Hello students, hope you all are doing well. Myself Sajjan Pradhan, Assistant Professor, Gargi Memorial Institute of Technology. In today's class, we will study about Newton-Raphson method. To solve the nonlinear equations, here we will apply the Newton-Raphson methods to solve the load flow analysis problem. Newton-Raphson method is a powerful method of solving nonlinear algebraic equation as compared to Gauss-Seidel method. Generally, it converges in most of the cases, whereas Gauss-Seidel method may or may not converge to the particular solution within the stipulated time. So that's why in practical scenario, the Newton-Raphson method is widely used for calculating the load flow problems. But it has some disadvantages as well. It requires a large computer memory to solve the this load flow problem with the help of Newton-Raphson method. It is very difficult to calculate manually to solve the load flow problems, because in this methods we have to calculate a Jacobian matrix, which is just we will discuss about this one, what is Jacobian matrix. But in general, this is a widely used methods for calculating the load flow problems, but it is preferably be used by the methods of, that is with the digital computers only. Now, this method is also an iterative techniques. Let us assume that we have n number of nonlinear equations which we will have to solve with the help of this method. So in this n nonlinear equations, there are n number of unknowns. So let us assume that f1x, f1, x1, x2, x3 dot 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 xn equals to y1. Let us assume that this is a nonlinear equations, single, that is one nonlinear equations which have n number of variables. So to solve these nonlinear equations, we have to find, or we have required n number of nonlinear equations, because n number of unknowns are there. So let us assume that the second equation is x1, x2 and so on, xn equals to, let us assume that this is y2 and so on. Fn is the nth, this is x2 and so on, xn and equals to yn. These are the n number of nonlinear equations, nonlinear equation. So these n number of nonlinear equations can be written as in generalized form like this one. Let us assume that fi equals to a function of fi x1 comma x2 so on xn equals to yi, where I varies from 1 to so on n. So this n number of nonlinear equations can be is written in the form of a single equation. Let us assume that this is equation number 1. In Newton-Raphson method, first of all we have to assume a initial values, and that initial values is substituted in the equations to find the errors. So let us assume that initial solutions, assume initial values like x1 0, x2 0, x3 0, and so on xn 0. These are, we have assumed these are the solutions, that is assumed. So obviously this solution may or may not be the exact solution. So by putting these assumed initially assumed solutions in these equations, we will get the errors, obviously, because this is the assumed values. So, and these solutions are just assume that this is capital X 0. 0 indicates the initial, because these solutions are in the initial phase. So let us assume that delta x 0 is the errors due to this assumed solution. So this will be what? x1 delta x1 comma delta x2, obviously this all these are in the initial phase, delta x3 sorry x n 0. Again we are explaining these things. Since we have assumed a solution, initial solution, that's why this is 0, this initial solutions which is closely satisfied to these equations. So by putting these assumed values, we will get the error, and this error is delta x10 delta x20, and in general form this is written as delta capital X0. So by putting these values, so the next solution, that means the modified solution, will be what? Let us assume that this equation is now represented as Fi. Now because we will get this error by using these assumed values, so now we have to put this assumed values plus this error. That means fi function of fi x10 plus delta x10, this is the now the that is this is now the corrected values of x, that is and this equation will be is known as the first iteration. So similarly x2 0 plus delta x2 0 and so on xn 0 plus delta x n 0, and by putting these corrected values we will get now yi. Now by using the Taylor's theorem, this equation can be explained or can be expanded like this. So this will be f1 or fi x1 0, x2 0 and so on xn 0 plus del f I by del x1. This is the partial differentiation with respect to x1 in the zeroth iteration or initial values, that is delta x1 0, plus this will be this plus in the similar way so on delta f I by delta xn in the zeroth iteration delta xn 0 plus some higher terms. Equals to yi. If we ignore these higher terms, the same equation can be rewritten as in the matrix form. If we generalize this equation is expanded in form of matrix, then this will be like, or first of all just separate this equation in the left and right side, then this will be fi x1 0 comma x2 0 comma so on xn 0 minus yi. This is equals to what? Del fi by del x1 0 delta x1 0 plus so on and delta fi by delta xn 0 delta xn 0. Now if in general form, if this is written as y or yi minus this will be yi minus this one. If we just shift this portion in the right side, then this will be in the negative side, that's a minus fi plus yi. So yi minus fi x1 0 comma x2 0 and so on xn 0, if this is written as delta f1 0, then this equation can be rewritten as, or just say expand this equation with n number of equations in the matrix form. So this will be y1 minus f1 x1 0 x2 0 and so on xn 0. This will be y2 minus f2 f1, no, this is f2, y2 minus f2 x1 0 x2 0 and so on xn 0 and so on. This will be yn minus fn x1 0 and so on xn 0. This will be what? Matrix of del f1 by del x1 in zeroth iteration. Second column, del f2 by del x2 in the zeroth iteration, and so on. This will be del f1, sorry, this will be del f1 by del x2, del f1 by del xn in zeroth iteration. The matrix will be like this. Similarly, and so on, this will be del fn by del x1 zeroth iteration, and so on, del fn by del xn in zeroth iteration, into delta x1 0 and so on, delta xn 0. In the due to a space constraint, now I am again rewriting this equation. So this equation will now, this equation, this one, can be again like this. Y, and since this is delta f10, so now I am writing this portion in functional form. So this will be delta f1 0, delta f2 0, and so on, delta fn 0. This portion, that is this portion, is now written as, because the difference between the exact value minus the calculated values with calculated with the assumed values, and this is known as difference of, that is error, and that is difference. That's why this is delta f1 0 for the first equation, second equation, and for the nth equation. So this, in the generalized form, this matrix is delta f1 by del x1, zero, del f1 by del x2 0, and so on, del, sorry, this will be del f1 by del x n, the zeroth iteration, and so on. This will be del fn by del x1, del fn by del x2, and so on, del n by del x n, zeroth iteration, and this is the and with multiplication of delta x1 0, next term will be delta x2 0, and so on, delta xn 0. You can verify this equation with the previously described that equation, this equation. Is it satisfying or not? So del fx del f1 by del x1 into del x1, that is this term, plus this into this term, and thus and so on, del f1 by del x1 into del xn 0. In this way, in generalized form, we are representing that equations in the matrix form. So in short, this equation can be written as del f matrix del f equals to j into del x. These equations, this is the that means the set of equation, and in general way all these sets are represented as capital X. So this will be delta x, that means delta f, this is j, and this portion is delta x. For zeroth iteration, this will be delta f0, j0, and delta x0. For the first iteration, this equation is will be represented as delta f1 equals to j1 into delta x1, where here this j0 represents the initial Jacobian matrix. That's why this is named as J. This is Jacobian matrix. This is Jacobian matrix, or simply Jacobian. Now, so in this way we can calculate or evaluate these errors, that is delta x0 will be equals to what? J inverse, that is Jacobian inverse, into delta f0. So in this way we can calculate the error. So the first iteration, in the first iteration, the new modified or corrected values of x, that is for in the first iteration, will be what? x0 plus delta x0, and in this way we will further evaluate the errors, that is the assumed value. We will calculate the this error first, and then with the help of this error we can calculate the, that means calculate the unknown variable, which was first initially assumed as a initial value, then it is now corrected with in each and every iterations, and in the final iteration we will get the exact or nearly exact solution of the, that is the on quadratic equations, different equations. In this way, now These are the generalized form of Newton-Raphson methods. So this Newton-Raphson method can be applied to load flow problems as well. In the load flow problems also we will assume the initial solution and then find the error due to that solution, and we then update that assumed values, and that is correct that assumed values, and in the different iteration we will get, in the final iteration we will get the very close solution to the particular different equations or load flow problems. So in the next class we will study how these Newton-Raphson methods is applicable, or how it can be applied to the load flow problems with an example. In the manual way it is very difficult to calculate the, that is the solve the load flow problems, but we will try to solve at least one iteration or two iteration with the help of this Newton-Raphson in the next class. Thank you for today's. Thanks all. Be safe.